Welcome to my page. I'm just waiting for everything to load up. If you're new to my page, welcome. My name is Michaela. I am from Paint Fixation in Middleburg, Florida. And tonight we're going to do a little bit of crafting. A lot of times, most of the time we do furniture 101, sometimes a little bit more advanced stuff. But tonight we are going to just take a step back, do some crafting, and hopefully something that maybe you can do with your kids on your Thanksgiving break. Make some ornaments for your tree. It should be a lot of fun. I had fun making them. I don't know if it'll be fun for y'all, but I had fun making them. I'm going to be using all Dixie Belle products, except for, of course, for the craft pieces and stuff. I got them from various places, and I'll try and let you know where I got them from. I'm going to use the paint and the crackle. That's what we're going to be using tonight. The crackle is a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing that first. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So when you come on, say hello. Let me know you're here. If you're new to my page, let me know where you're watching from. I always like to know if you're new and if you are local. I love to see local people. Okay, so I'm trying to open this up and it's not wanting to open up. Why is it not opening up? Okay, there it is. All right. Sorry, guys. That was kind of weird. It's the first time I've gone live from the event page. So let me just see how this was looking. Okay. All right. Hey, Stacy. Thank you. I actually have an appointment tomorrow to get it trimmed up. It's wet right now, but my hair is very thick, and when it's dry, it's really poofy. So I'm going to go get it thinned out a little bit, and I don't know, maybe a little bit of color. I don't know. Can't decide if I want to leave it a little longer, but thank you anyway. And welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. I could be wrong. I try to keep up with everybody. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is this. Well, we're not going to be able to do the whole project. Right before I came live, I realized that I no longer have, I only picked up one of these little trains. So I was a little bit upset because I wanted to do the entire project with you guys. But I'm going to show you how I got the crackle finish. So we'll do that. This is the crackle. And every time you do it, it comes out differently, or at least every time I do it. It's one of those things that you never know how it's going to turn out. Okay, but let me show you what this started. So this is what it started out as. Okay. Hi, Lydia from California. Woo. What's the weather like there? What part of California? Because like today it was 90 and like 70% humidity. It was miserable. Have friends where it is snowing. My brother lives in Alaska and it was like 15 degrees. I don't want 15, but I would love 60. 60 would be awesome if anyone's listening. Okay, so I got this little cheap thing. I actually got a few of them. I got them from a wholesale site that had them 65% off. From Doris. They're no longer in business, but they supply Michaels. And I think they do, actually, they used to supply Dollar Tree or Dollar General. So these things, you can get this type of thing anywhere. That way you don't have to make your own box. Hi, Debbie. 78. See, that would be nice. 20 degrees less would be great. Hey, Mary. Mary from across the street. I saw you walking earlier. Okay, so this is what it started out as. It's just a very cheap, these are, I mean, if you get a coupon, you can get these for $1. But I'm going to make this with it. Although, like I said earlier, I don't have the ornament. But this ornament came from Walmart. It was $2. And then I'll show you the little, the letters I got and the little greenery. Very simple, but I want to show you the, thank you, Jen. Everybody keeps talking about my hair and I'm getting it cut tomorrow. It's wet because it was so poofy. Okay, maybe I better rethink the haircut. All right, so this piece, now normally if you were going to, this, now of course this is not real wood. This is the crappy, probably particle something or another. It's got this shiny stuff on it. And normally if you were doing a piece of furniture and it had the shiny, we would say use slick stick. But this actually sanded really well. So I took a rad pad. I used the medium grit, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, this is the medium. Mine, you can see mine's well used. Anyway, so I just took this and I just scored it. okay? Very, very easy. It actually scored it pretty well. I was able to knock a lot of the shine off of here. And I'm just showing because I'm going to be doing a few of these different ones. Okay, but if you can, let me see if you can see the difference. Okay, so you see how shiny that is and how that's a little bit duller? And you can even take it down even more if you wanted to. And then I did 2 thin coats of caviar. And caviars are blackest black. Okay, well, don't just ignore this is crackle finish on here. But I did 2 very thin coats of the caviar, letting it dry good in between both coats. So you want to make sure you do a thin coat and it's dry, and that way you get very good adhesion. Okay, it passes the scratch test, and I just did this today. I don't want to scratch it too much because it's got the crackle on it. And then I put crackle, and let me tell you, I found out this week. Where did my crackle go? Oh, here it is. So this is the Dixie Belle crackle, okay? And it's a very thick liquid, see that you put on your paint. You put it, so whatever color is underneath the crackle, like you can see on here, the caviar peeking through. You see that? Okay. And so whatever color you put on first is going to be the color of your cracks. And then whatever you put on top is going to be cracked. Okay. This, you want to stir it well. It doesn't really shake. I stirred it with a time depressor. So you stir it up really good. And then the thinner coats the thinner of a layer you put on, the finer your cracks. And the thicker your layer, the thicker your cracks. I did a thin layer because I just did it a little bit ago and I wanted to make sure it was dry. It does take a little bit longer to get dust all over it from doing that. Okay, so I used fluff. So we're going to paint some fluff on here, and I've already got it all out. So fluff is our second to the whitest white, okay? I took off the autofocus because it was all acting just wonky for me. But this is the second to cotton is our whitest white. You could use cotton, but I like the fluff because it's got a little bit thicker consistency than the cotton, so it doesn't take as much paint and it's easier to work with. That's not what to sit. These are nice too because they have a little hanger on the back, and so you can hang this on the wall. Okay. Hang on, let me move this out of my way. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do this one first, and then we're going to do a couple little ornaments over here. And I'm going to use a kind of a thicker, let's see, let me use the one I have. You don't want to water this down either, so I probably shouldn't use a wet brush. Okay. I just want to use something kind of stiff. Actually, I'm thinking of the crackle. So with the crackle, I used a stiffer brush. It doesn't matter for the paint. I'm getting all ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. So when you paint your paint onto your crackle, you don't want to back brush, because if you back brush, and I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about because I did it on here. I don't know if y'all be able to see it, but so do you see how somewhere it's kind of flat, kind of behind here, it's kind of flat. I had cracks there, and then I was like, whoop, and I back brushed, and the cracks went away. So you want to try and go in one direction. You can cross. Hey, Jason, I'm good, thank you. So you want to cross hatch. I mean, you don't have to, but if you cross hatch, you kind of get little different cracks. But you want to make sure that you go in the same direction. You don't want to go back and forth. So let me lower this down a little bit so y'all can see better. And I'll bring it in just a little bit because you don't need to see me. Okay, so you don't want to go like back and forth like this. You want to go like that, okay? So I'm going to start, and you will see the cracks almost immediately. And I'm just going to put a nice thick, not thick, I'm going to try and get good coverage is what I mean, not really thick, but I want to try and get good coverage. And I'm not so concerned with complete coverage because even without complete coverage, you'll still get that crack look, because this does have some texture to it, as you could see before. Isn't that cute? This is what we're making. Let me lower this down so I can see what the heck I'm doing. This is what we're making right here. But like you just jumped on, we're not really making that one because I realized right before I jumped on here that I don't have the truck in my box. I'm going to have to go get one. But I'm showing you how I got that look. This is the most fun part of that anyway, is the crackle. Okay. Just making sure y'all can see. Now when you see me go back over it, that's okay, as long as I don't go back, okay? You just don't want to go backwards. Sometimes it's kind of hard to remember that, and I've done it. Now see, I'm going to show you, this is already cracking. Y'all see that? Look at this side. Let me turn the autofocus back on because I think that might be what the problem is here. Hang on. It's kind of a pain in the rump to have it on for some things. Hang on. I think this will help. Let me see. Yeah. Maybe. There it is. You see the cracks already coming on? It's that fast. So I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to do some cross hatching so we can kind of see if there's a difference. Maybe not. Like I said, this is one of those products that you really cannot control. It's kind of like the patina products where they just kind of do their thing and then you are at the mercy of whatever happens. Okay. And then we're just going to watch it do its thing. Hi, Nayla. Philippines. Oh, awesome. And I'm going to just close that up. And as you can see, it's starting to crack. That middle part's still wet. You see the cracks? See, we got bigger cracks there where the crackle was a little thicker. Isn't that cool? This is a product that doesn't get used nearly enough. Okay, but that's how we did that. Okay, and I'm just going to set it aside while it does its magic, and we'll look at it again in a minute to see what it looks like. And that's, again, how I did this. Now, the letters, I brought out the letters already because I thought I had a train. So I'm just going to show you them. They're a pack of little letters. I got these at Walmart. I think there's 2 or 3 of each letter, and I think the vowels have more than 2 in them. But I just painted them caviar, and then I dry brushed with the rustic red. So the rustic red is a nice antique-y red, and then the caviar is our black is black. And I'll paint these when I do our other little craft we're going to do. So I made these. Oops. These are some little ornaments that I made. I think they're really, Debbie, I didn't know. You don't have to go one way with the crackle, just with the paint. Because you can see, I went back and forth with my crackle, and you see the cracks, how nice they are coming out. You only want to not back brush on your top layer, because then you are basically covering up your cracks. So we're going to make, I did this one too. I'm going to make these. I'm going to show you how I did the skis. They're so cute. I'm going to do the skis tonight. Hey, Kristen. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to show you how I put this together. They're just popsicle sticks, very simple. It's a really good project to do with the kids. And then I have some already done that I'm going to I'll glue the accent pieces on. But first I want to show you how I got this. Put this guy right there. So I did different ones. I did different colors. I also had this little, like a little sign plaque. Aren't they adorable? I'm really liking these. I'm actually liking them enough. I'm going to put them on my tree. Okay. So I have these big popsicle sticks. And I'm going to measure them so y'all know how much, what I have here. You can get these at the Michael's. These are almost 6 inches wide. by, whoops, let's see, about 3/4 of an inch wide. So they're 3/4 of an inch by almost 6 inches, 5 3/4. That's the size here. And with this particular one, we're not going to have to do any cutting, okay? So I'm going to show you what I did. So you're just going to need 4 of them for the bottom. And the way I did it, I got these ideas off of another online crafter. And I just thought it was so cute. I wanted to make some. Okay, so the first thing you do is you're going to have your 4 for your space where you sit to ski. Oh, I actually am going to have to cut. And I cut these with, and I had it right here. I had everything right here ready. And do you know I cannot, oh, there. See, I did have it there. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm first just take one of the ends off, and I'm just using a pair of snippers, but I actually think 10 snippers or something like that would be better. But you just want to eyeball it because this is what's going to glue your pieces together. You just want to make it long enough. You want to make it long enough that it covers all of it, but short enough that you can put your rails on the bottom. So I'm going to make this just a smidge shorter. This is what we're doing right here. Let me show you what we're doing. We're doing this down here. Now I did use small popsicle sticks for that, but I'm going to show you if you don't have small ones, you can still do this. Excuse me, goodness. Let me get a drink of my drink. Okay. So we got that one. Now I'm just going to cut this one to the same length. So I'm going to hold them together. Let me see if I can turn this brightness down. It seems awfully bright on here. There. Is that better? I think that's better. Yeah, it's not glaring. Okay, so I'm going to just measure these together. Make sure they're the same size. Okay, I've got the glue gun. I've got, this one's a Black & Decker, or Super Bonder. It looks like a Black & Decker, and it acts like a Black & Decker. This thing, I love this one. It's kind of an industrial, it gets really hot. Trust me, I have enough scars to prove it. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this down here, and I'm making sure that I'm going to have enough room for my rails here. You see that? Okay. And I'm going to do this one. And actually, these are pretty darn sturdy. I've been messing with them and taking pictures of them and stuff, and I haven't had any problems with them falling apart. Okay, so now we have this part here. It's all put together. Okay, now we're going to make the rails. These do not have to be cut. That's right. You can't fingerprint me. I would be really surprised if you could. In fact, I have a really hard time getting my computer to turn on. I usually have to put the code in because it doesn't register my thumb or my finger. Okay, so they do make popsicle sticks that are longer than this. I don't have any. So I am gluing mine together, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it because I want the sled in the back with enough up front for the bar for steering. Okay, so I'm going to get this one and glue it together. Just like so. And then I want this one to be the same length. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. We don't want to be on the ski slopes and have one longer than the other. We'll be going in circles. I got glue all over me. Okay. So I'm just going, I guess if I flip this over, it'd be easier, huh? Kind of anal about everything being the same. I mean, it's just an ornament. Okay. Just like that. All right, and then we need one more for the cross for the top. And that's going to go on after we get these on. All right, so these go on the back. And I'm going to have it just about there. And to put this on, I just basically took my glue and I just ran it. Now this glue gun does get very hot, so the glue stays pretty hot for a while, so I have a lot more work time. If you have a glue gun that has it's not, oops, I'm going to go a little bit further up. If it's not as hot as this one, then you're not going to have as much work time, and you want to just work a little faster than I'm working. Okay. Like my nephew was in here working. I have a low temp glue gun for him so he doesn't burn himself, and you have to work a lot faster with it. Okay, so we're just going to hold this for just a second while it grabs it. It's a nice thing about hot glue is it's instant gratification. And then sometimes I'll go and I'll just run my finger along here and pick up. This is where I burn myself because I usually grab it before it's cooled off enough. Okay, and so now we're going to just do our cross piece here. Might see this one's a little bit longer. That's going to bother me, but that's okay. It's just an ornament, Michaela. Okay. Just going to put a little bit of glue right here and here. And that's it. So now we have our basic frame, okay? Just like that. Easy peasy. Okay, we'll set this over here. And now I'm going to paint it. I painted these caviar with a fluff dry brush, but I'm going to do one with chocolate. This is chocolate. It's the color that you would expect it to be. Let me open it for you because it's easier to see it on the lid. So it's kind of milk chocolate color. Well, that's too late now. It's already glued down. Okay, so I am going to use chocolate for this one just because I had some out already and I wanted to see what it would look like. Okay, give me a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to paint this, and while this one's drying, we'll put some fun stuff on the other ones I have made. Now, when you do this, you'll start to see all of your little glue hairs. Just pull them off. Yesterday when I did this, I had paint all over me. And I paint everything, the sides, the back. Because once you get it all painted, especially the ones that are cut, it really doesn't look like a popsicle stick anymore. These kind of do because they still have the rounded edges. But is anybody else working on projects for Christmas? What are you doing? Anything with the kids? Glue hairs. That's what it is, glue hairs. They don't show up until you paint them. See, there's one hanging right there. We make spider webs out of our glue hairs. Have you ever seen those guns that you put the glue stick in, and when you shoot the thing out, it blows, it has an air gun in it, and it blows the glue out of the gun, and it feathers out and looks like spider webs. So this chocolate, I'm liking it. Looks a little darker on camera. Ornament pour, that's a very good idea. So Kristen, do you use the Dixie Belle paint with Floetrol, or are you using it with the gloss? Because you can do it either way. I have not done it with, I use the Floetrol, but I heard that you can use it with the Dixie Belle gloss, and it works just as good. Hey Cindy, we're crafting tonight. I have so much furniture to paint, guys, but I was kind of waiting for the temperature to maybe change a little bit. I may have to go ahead and do it without changing temperature. I was hoping that I could spray. I really want to do it. Thank you so much, Cindy. I want to do another spray video for some of the newer people. For those of y'all that weren't watching the other night, I do have a YouTube channel now because I've got a new website, which should be live in about 24 to 48 hours. They're migrating it over now from their server. I had someone do it. But to make it easier to add my videos onto the website, he had me load them all onto YouTube, which is awesome because now I can load my videos onto YouTube, and it automatically updates on my website. So it's like half the work that I was doing before. Debbie, probably costs more than Floetrol. But as a retailer, we always have gloss sitting around. And also, I know I have not used the gloss, but I heard from another retailer that they like to use it because it basically seals it and it has a nice glossy finish on it. When it's so it almost looks like resin. But it looks like Kristen said she does Floetrol and the Moonshine Metallics. Ooh. The metallics are very liquidy, and so that would make it flow too. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Kristen. You use the gloss when you're when it's all you've got, or the last little bit of the jar, because it really doesn't take much at all. But I have a big jar of Floetrol out in my garage because I used to use it with when I used other paint because it didn't go on as nice. So this is full coverage, okay? And you know what? I told y'all this was chocolate, but I'm wrong. This is espresso. I mean, this is coffee bean. I put this in here the other day. I apologize. This is not chocolate. I just realized that when I looked at it. Here, I'll put some chocolate on here so you can see the difference. My bad. I'm going to own up to it. Well, you don't need to top coat, so probably work. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's one, you know, so see the lighter this is, I put this in here the other day and I forgot, but I'm going to go ahead and do some dry brushing with this, and then we'll go back over it with some fluff when it dries. But I'm actually kind of digging this because now it looks like actual wood. Okay, so we're just going to do that. So now we have coffee bean on top of, yeah, and a chocolate on top of coffee bean. So you see it's wet, so it's a little shiny, but now you can see it kind of has, but we're going to add some fluff to this too, but for now we're going to let it dry. So see how easy that was? So quick. Okay, so I'm going to set this back here to dry. Let's take a look at our crackle. Look at those beautiful cracks, guys. Oh my gosh. Don't you think that's so much prettier than this? So much more character. And I was thinking like I said, I don't have this little train, but this train was $1.98. It's an ornament at Walmart. I just hot glued it down. But I might do something, I was thinking of maybe doing something with, I made this little guy here with the big popsicle sticks just cut up. See? I might just put something like that on there, and then they have these little trucks that are also, they come like a 4 or 5 in a pack for $1. Like that's something like that, and then they have these cute little ornaments for the mini trees, and these I think were 5 for $1. So you know, you could do something like that. I'm not going to put it all down yet because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I think that would be really cute. But I'm just going to set that back there. And I have a little one already made, and I'll show you how I make. It's basically the same concept as the big one, except instead of 4, you're using 5. And then I put the crossbar up here with the sled bottoms in the back only. Okay, and then we used, so it's basically the same exact concept. Yes, Debbie. So Debbie just said that we could use sea spray and we could put some snow on these to make them look like snow. And I could do that, except I don't know where my sea spray is. I'm not sure where it is, but I should have thought about that. Okay, so we're going to quickly just glue some stuff on here. Okay, let me show you what else I got at Walmart. Woo! Hang on. Okay, here's my box of goodies. Okay, so we have these little guys here. They had these. I think these were 3 for $1. They're like little tobacco baskets. They're plastic, but they're so, oh, so cute. And I have that one on here. Okay. And then I picked up 2, what do you call them? The little things, the name, what do you call them? Picks. Picked up 2 picks and I cut them all apart. Not a la carte. Well, I guess I picked them apart to make them a la carte. So we're going to do, so this one had, like, it had that on there, and it had some green, red little balls. And then, like I showed you before, I have these little trucks. I got some of this, some of that. And then they had, let me show you these other ones. They have so many cute ones. These are all in the section for mini Christmas ornaments. And then I got these, I think there was, there might have been 8 of these in the box for $1. So, you know, when you consider how you're using just one at a time, it's very economical if you're going to make your own ornaments, especially when you're doing with your kids. So for this one, since this was a small one, let's see. Let me see if I have one in here with more red on it. The green one. They all have green. Well, this one's got red. Use that one. I like this one. Okay, so yes, everything I got was at Walmart. I would have preferred to get it wholesale, but I couldn't find any. And the Dollar Tree didn't have any little ones like this. That's where I would have probably, but you know, sometimes the Dollar Tree is not cheaper when you're buying these little ones because they only have like 2. I don't know why that is. So I'm going to take a piece of this. So I just cut all of it up. I just cut it all up. I use these snippers because there is a wire in here, but these cut really nicely. So I'm going to cut this shorter. I want it to look like it's hanging, but I don't want this long piece because it's too long. But I want to keep the little hanger on there, because I want it to look like it's hanging off of here. And I'm just going to glue this guy down, just like that. And then I'm going to keep this. Let me see. I think I can bring you guys in closer. Hang on. How's that? Is that better? Okay, so I'm going to keep this here so that it looks like it's hanging. And this is where I always get burned, because I don't have a glue. Now I need to turn off the automatic. This is where it was bugging me. Okay, so it'll quit doing that in and out thing. So I'm going to just stick this on here. So we got a big dollop of glue. I'm going to hold this down. And then I think I'm going to show you how I made the skis, because they are so darn cute. I didn't think I was going to like them, but they ended up being one of my favorite things that I did. I'll show you how I did that. Because this glue stays hot so long, it takes a little bit longer. I probably should have used the low temp one for the video. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this. So you can get so much. I basically got I bought 2 picks, And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've got plenty left over. So very economical. So I'm going to take these little, this is just plastic. It was inside one of the picks. It was part of one of the picks. And I'm just going to glue it in here. Thank you, Diane. I saw someone else making something very similar, and I thought, that is so cute. I can do that. I am not very creative in my brain. Like, my brain does not think of stuff. If I see something, I can do it, and a lot of times I will change it up as I'm doing it. So I guess in that way I'm a little bit creative, but I'm not very good at coming up with ideas, which irritates me because I know I can do it. If I see it, I can do it. It's just I wish that I had more of a creative brain. So I like trios, so I'm putting 3 little berries in here, and then I'll hold it up and let you see it. But these are just, I like these. They've got a little bit of glitter to them. Thank you, Cindy. So guys, if you have children or grandchildren, I had my nephew come in here today to make one because I wanted to see, he's 9. And I let him use foam brushes because I'm thinking about making little kits to sell at the shop. And so I had him make one so I could see if he could do it. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Just a little sprig. And then to hang them is just as easy. I've already cut out some. I have this big old roll of jute or twine or whatever you want to call it. And I just flip it over, which I could have done first. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of the crossbar, right in here. You see that? Right in there, and right in here. Oops. See, it's glued to my finger. Okay. There. So then you can just hang it from your tree with this, or from a door, or from the wall, or whatever. If you want to do like a few of them, you could do it without the hanger, and glue it just like maybe on one of these boxes. I don't know. Maybe you could do like do a box with a sled, and then maybe have a figurine or something on there. The little ones that come with the Christmas villages. That would be cute. Hey, look at that. I just came up with an idea all by myself. All right, so that's that one. Really, really cute. And that is the caviar with a fluff dry brush. And I'm going to dry brush this one for you and show you how I did it real quick. And then we'll move on to the skis. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Look at those skis. Are they not adorable? I mean, I think they are. But I just think they're so cute. I'm going to show you how I did those. Okay, so this is our coffee bean with our chocolate. My video just went out. Hang on. There we go. Can y'all still see me? It went out for a second for me. So I'm going to do a dry brush with fluff. Okay, and like I said earlier, the fluff is the second to the whitest white. And I got some new brushes the other day, and I got some that are natural bristles. I've never had a natural bristle. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, here. Artist brush, and I love it. Oh my gosh. So similar to what the stencil brushes are. Okay. So to do the dry brushing, I just took a rag, just like I do any other dry brushing. And I'm going to just get a very little bit of paint, probably more than I need. And I'm going to dab it off. And because this is natural bristle, they're real stiff. See, that's probably too much. That's more like what I wanted. But I'll show you how I can fix this. Too much right there. So now it's like perfect. So after this dries, I'll show you. I'll just go back over it with a little bit of the brown. and that's all you do. And I also did this with the rustic red. I like to put it on the ends like this and just highlighting the ends a little bit. Kind of like that. So this right here, I don't like how thick that is. So I'm going to go back in with my brown, and I'm just going to, I've got another stiff natural bristle brush, and I'm just going to like so. All right. Make a wooden Snoopy out of popsicle sticks and I'm sold. That's my husband. He likes Snoopy. And he thinks he's funny. He just got it from a nap, so he's raring to go. All right. So that's how I did that. That is dry brushing, okay? Although I did not give the best demonstration, you get the gist of it. You guys who follow me, y'all have done a lot of dry brushing. And if you're not following me, you should be, because you learn a lot. Okay, I'm going to show you how I made these guys. These little skis. Okay, I used the small popsicle sticks. Okay, and then I always keep scraps. So I had these little ends from the ones I had made earlier. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, oops, that one's cracked. I don't want that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how long I want my skis, and I'm just going to take the end of it off. And actually, I could probably use this end to do it. But that's just to show you the, if you're working and you have extra scraps, this is how I decided I was going to go ahead and do it. Okay, and then you're just going to get the ends off. Okay, so we have two ends. Of course, these are too big. Nobody wants a ski that big, so we're going to cut this down a little bit more to about what we want our tips to look like. Just like so. Okay. The kids might need a little help with that part. It does take a little, unless you have a better snipper than I do. The snippers I have. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this tip and I'm going to glue it at an angle like that. Do y'all see that? So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end. This is where a low temp would be nice because it will glue faster. But do you see how it's just angled up? And I'm going to rub that off right there. I'm just getting the excess off the centerpiece right here. And there's my ski. How about that? And then we'll do this one. And then I'm going to show you how I made the poles. I love the poles. I just happen to have the perfect bead for the poles. Okay. And it's funny, when you cut them, it kind of cuts them, when you're using this type of cutter, these, it kind of cuts it with a little bit of an angle on it. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera. Probably not. But it kind of gives it a little bit of a beveled edge on it. So it makes this even easier to do. And now I'm just getting off the excess glue. Okay, so there's our two skis. You see that? Woo. going downhill. Woo. Okay, so now I'm going to make the poles. To make the poles, I used a bamboo skewer. This is for cooking on the grill. And I had 2 beads in my bead kit because I have plenty, oops, lots of beads. Now, I'll show you what I saw the other lady do. She took a round bead. She took her stick and she just put the round bead and glued it right to the top. And this was her handle. Okay, like that. It looked really cute, but I wanted something different. So I found these beads, and to me they look just like a ski handle. So, again, we're going to cut the length, and I like to keep things equal. We want our things to be not too long. We don't want them longer than the ski. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that went across the room, so we're going to cut another one. Oh gosh. Now I'm going to hang on to this one and cut it. Again, your kids might need help with that. I didn't even have to glue these. They just fit. Watch, it won't fit. They fit right in here. I'm going to squish it in there. See that? So you might not find the exact kind of bead, but these are pretty common. They come in those packs of assorted beads. And so I should have measured this before I stuck this on here. So more than likely, if you buy an assortment pack, it'll have them in there. There's good. At least the end I didn't want went flying. And then again, I just slid this on here like this. Ah, I broke it. Gosh darn it. You know what? I'm going to glue it back together. I am going to glue it with this in here. Look at that. Just like so, it's fixed. Now that's not coming off. See? All fixed. And there's the blue hair. Okay. Now, to put these together, okay, the way I did this, what I did was I glued my skis together first. Okay. Just kind of eyeball at the center. Like so. Okay, so then there's your skis crossed. Then what I did was I took one pole, okay, and then I took the other pole. Now I didn't want it sitting up like that. I wanted it to sit down in there, so I just cut it in half. Right about where it's going to be. Okay, and then you want to take, so if I do that, if I put it on here, this ski is going to be longer because of that. So I'm going to take a little bit more about the diameter of the one that's sitting there. I'm just going to take a little bit more off so that they are more equal in size. Okay. And I'm going to glue this one down first, just so because it keeps wanting to move around on me. Just a little bit, just enough to keep it to hold in steel. These are a little bit longer than those, but that's okay. Thank you, Kristen. Sometimes I like doing things that's not furniture, just to not have to do with furniture all the time. And so then I'm going to glue these down like this. Hang on, move it this way. that ended up being a little shorter than I was wanting. I cut the wrong, I should have cut that in there. But I'm going to show you how I can fix this, okay? We're going to fix it. We're going to cut this like so that it's the same length as this one. I'm not going to let this have the best of me. Because I've got another piece over there I can use. Alright, let me get that glue off that I've left on there. Like that, and then I have another piece over here that's longer because that's a really long skewer. I'm going to glue this little head on here. Shut up. My husband, I know my fingers are fat and I don't have little elf hands. Stinker. I'm a sick Christian after you. Like that. Now we got it. Okay. And then once I painted these, you couldn't even tell. Like it almost looks like they're tied together. You see that? They almost look tied together. Right there. And then this piece here on the back is just one of the flat pieces that I made. This one's bigger than that one, but it's the same idea. This is just a larger popsicle sticks, and I just cut them all to the same size, and then added these. And then you can add your popsicle sticks. And I did these opposite colors, and then I did my handles in the same color, obviously, as this one. So this is the rustic red. That's this color here. Okay, and then put them on there like that after I paint them. Okay, or we can use this thing here. Let's see. Let's put a truck on there. I need more contrast, so I'm going to add some fluff to this because I want a little bit more contrast to the truck. What you say? Okay. And this is when anything goes. So now we have 3 layers of paint, which to me makes it even cooler looking. I love it. You tell him, Mary. So, Mary, you should do this with your grandchildren. Do you have any little ones? Okay, so I just gave that a little bit more contrast for the red truck. I didn't want to put the red on the red. They come with this little metal hanger on here. Do you see that? And I'm just going to cut that red off. I don't need it. And they're just little plastic trucks, but they're cute. Doesn't want to come off there. Hang on. And Mary, if you did want to do it, I have so many popsicle sticks that you can borrow or have. But I am thinking about making some kits to take it to the shop. I think a kit would be fun. That way the kids can do it while mom's resting. So what do y'all think? Should we put the tree with the car on there? I think so. We're going to put it right there. fold that down. And then we will add, what do we got under that? Where is my box of stuff? Let's see. I kind of wish we had even smaller ones. I think I'm just going to maybe put one of these up there. So for this one, I don't want it to look like it's hanging. I'm going to cut this completely off. And then I'm just going to glue it right on there like that. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I could put the popsicle sticks in there. I'm trying to decide whether I should go ahead and cut them. Not, I don't know. I guess most people have snippers. So something like that. That's cute. Simple. And then we have our crackle board. We can always do something like that too on there if we wanted to. And then put our little letters on here. Those letters that I was showing you, they have this style, and they also have, let me see if I can find one in here. They kind of have this simple style, and they have like the bubble ones, which I'm not as fond of. Let me see if I can find, I have this whole box of stuff. And then of course, they also sell, I don't see any of the ones, I might have used most of them. Like, I think it's like this style, not as fond of that. But you can get like all kinds of little wooden pieces like this, and you could make ornaments with these guys too. You could paint one of these, and you could add, that's too big, but you could add, you know, your, one of these. These come with these little plastic hangers, and I just pulled them right out and then glued it straight down. So you could paint this, put you some greenery on there, like so. Hi, Kate. And you could hand letter something, or let's see if these will fit. I'm not sure if this will fit on here. Where'd the J go? Here it is. Actually, it does fit. So you could make your own 3D or 2D ornament without, you wouldn't even have to put any of this on here. You could paint this a different color and just glue those. This would be even more simple for someone that was younger. You wouldn't have to use hot glue. They could use the Elmer's glue on here because it's simple. You could have them paint your base, because these come in a huge bag of different shapes. Like there's some smaller ovals like that. There's some smaller circles, and you could easily find ways for your kids to make their own little ornament. And you wouldn't need a hanger. You could just, again, use the twine to hang them. Okay? Just something simple like this that your child, every time I see my husband's name on there, I don't know what, all the wood glue and paint looking at fire hazard me when I keep it. Yeah, we have one. Thank you. Go back, like Mary said, go back to bed. I'm going to turn this guy off. But do you see how simple that would be? So if you're catching me on the replay, let me know that you were here. Hi. And if you're catching me on the replay, say hello. Let me know you were here, where you're from. And if you want to share the video, especially if you have friends or family that you think would like this idea, please share it to them. And hopefully I'll be painting furniture in the next few days. I keep asking Google what the weather is like. I just love these skis. I'm going to make more of these. I think these would be cute just by themselves. You wouldn't even have to hang these on anything. And I wonder, you could probably even make them, I don't have any more. You could probably make big skis too with the bigger sticks. But you would have to find a dowel that's a little bit bigger than these, which is not hard to do. They got all kinds of sizes of dowels. I think that's so darn cute. But yeah, I'm going to be spraying. There is a buffet outside that I want to paint in black. And I want to do a video on that. I do have another spray video, but you know, I don't believe the last time I really went through the sprayer and like, you know, how to clean it and how to, from start to finish. I think it would be a good idea, especially for people who can't brush. Sprayer is so nice to have. But so when your kids are home from Thanksgiving and you're pulling your hair out, sit them down with some glue, paint, and some wood, popsicle sticks. Run up to the store, buy a couple packs of the small things, and get her done. Tell them Mama's gonna go take a nap. Well, maybe not do that with the glue gun. I think these kind of have to be done with the glue gun just because of the facts of the things rolling off of them and not really, they don't stay good. But you could do the glue for the bases. I think that would be fine. With these, I think hot glue is a necessity just because, you know, to sit there and hold this would be a nightmare. But you can get low temp guns. One like this. This is a low temp gun. It's basically you turn it on and you're done. Some of them have high and low. You can get these. I think this was like $10, maybe less. They come with the smaller glue sticks. So for these, you can let a littler, like I said, my nephew's 9. He has no problem at all using this. The glue dries really fast. It's not hot. Like if you touch the glue out of this gun, you're going to take the top layer of the skin off of your fingers. But this one is not as hot and it dries fast. So the kids can put them together. You know, he was able to hold it up and not worry about burning himself or anything. So I recommend one of these for the kids. So what I want y'all to do though is if you do these, post the pictures. Come back to my page. You can post them in the comments on this video. After the video is on replay, you can post in the comments and share them. Or maybe I'll post a post and share them for you. I also have a little short video on my page. I just posted it a couple days ago. And I want you guys to post your Halloween that you've made. Any decorations that you've made yourselves. Any makeup, decorations, scary things. Post them in the comments there and let me see. Because I love that kind of stuff. I love making stuff for Halloween. I make, I have a graveyard. I posted some pictures of my graveyard. The spider that my daughter and I made 2 years ago was so much fun. There's a picture of that in there too. Those are things I want to see. I want to see what y'all did. Okay. So you guys have a great night, and thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much. God bless.